Yo, welcome back, you guys. Back to another episode on the Talkative channel. It's a pleasure always to come back to you guys, give y'all another video, and just, interact with you guys. I appreciate all the support on the last one. We didn't really send too many comments on the Q&A, but I did have people at work. I did have friends that gave me ideas on, or they gave me questions they wanted to know and all that good stuff. So it's not really in depth. It's just more so, not too in depth, but it's just more so questions that they might want to they wanted answers from my perspective type situations, So I got that for you guys. I know y'all did see those clips of my spot. That is my spot that I recorded at. Today I'm in my other one, but I'm in the next video. I'm gonna do a different video. I'm gonna show y'all what that's at. I do still have interviews I still want to get out too, so that's we gonna roll with that one too. But I it's so beautiful, man. It's so peaceful. I love it. You feel me? I go over there, I walk. I used to jog, run, do my laps around it. It's not too big. It's perfectly secluded. You can see the highway. You can see all the forest underneath it. It's really a beautiful scene. I'm not gonna lie. I love it to death. I'm a nature guy. You feel me? So for me, it's just like it's where I be at peace for real. You hear the noises of the insects, the birds. You probably see some deer as it get colder. The leaves start falling. But man, it's beautiful to me. I feel at peace. The world go quiet and I'm just there. I just be thinking, clearing my head, enjoying the fresh air. It's really beyond amazing, honestly. But like I promised you guys in this video, I'm gonna do a Q&A, some questions that was asked. I have about 11, over 11, but I'm not gonna do all 11 because I don't want to make the video too short. Plus, those clips already made it long, so I don't want to hold you guys too long. I do appreciate you guys tuning in and showing love always. I always appreciate the support. You guys are beyond amazing, and I love you all to death. So let's jump straight into it with the first question. First question is, what made me start a YouTube channel? Honestly, because I'm not a huge social media person at all. Like I said, like y'all know, I don't have any personal social media, but I always been a very prolific person. I know how to talk. I always know how to give advice and I always know how to speak. One day I want to eventually do a full podcast where it's a co-host eventually, or it's just me. But for now, I'm enjoying doing this. I ain't gonna lie, I love it. It's secluded to myself, and I could be one-on-one with you guys and just share my story, my perspectives, and all that stuff. But I do like debates, and I do like, you know, back and forth. I do like that conversation when there's people involved in it. What made me necessarily start a YouTube channel is my mom always told me y'all talk too much. I'm super talkative. Like that's where the name really came from. She was like, you talk so much. And she's like, you don't talk about nothing but like, dang, shut up. But, it's my mom. I gotta talk her ear off. I'm very open and transparent like a book. So you feel me? This is how I always been. So that's really what made me started just talking and giving advice and people telling me outside of my mom, but I included, you should do a YouTube channel, a podcast, just talk about life experience and world topics and all that. That's why I say I don't have a direction necessarily on anything specific on what this channel is gonna be. I kind of just want it to be open conversation. You feel me? Just we talk. If it's a specific topic, we talk about it. We could branch off, get sidetracked. That's cool, but we all in tune with the conversation. You feel me? So that's definitely why I started a YouTube channel. Just to, come to you guys so you can reach me, come back to videos, do all that type of stuff. You hear my voice. But I love it. I'm not gonna lie. I really be at peace and I've been consistent so far and I'm gonna continue to be consistent. Eventually, I want to be able to drop more than one video a week, but for now, because of work and life, one a week will do just so y'all do get something. You feel me? I just want to be, like I said, consistent. Uh, Second question, what equipment or software do I use to film and edit? So I think it's called Rode, RODE. I use those microphones and transmitter. I gotta get another one for the interviews just so I can have one transmitter. And then I don't know if I need to. I gotta do the research on that, but I use those for mics. And then as far as recording, I use my phone. I have a iPhone 14. And then I also have iPhone 15. I use that too. It's good quality, it's simple. I use it on a daily basis, so it pays for itself. But it's just not. I don't necessarily have the money to go drop on a camera, and I don't know how to work that. I don't know if it's SD or directly upload. That's I gotta learn that. But I got a homie, my boy, who do all that type of stuff. He probably will teach me. He definitely gonna be on the interview and all that good stuff eventually too. We working that out right now, so you know. I got the hopes and dreams, equipment coming. I got a bunch of stuff coming, lighting, trying to find a spot, like an office spot to record again and all that type of stuff. So I got stuff in the works. I don't want y'all to think on the outside I ain't doing enough, but I promise I got stuff in the making. As far as what I used to edit, I remember in our first video back, probably seen the watermark Riverside. I use Riverside. It's simple, easy, enhanced background noise, enhanced photos, all that. It creates thumbnails. Uh, I mean, you can input pictures. Remember in the last video I said I was gonna put that comment? I figured out how to do that. I use that. Some for my thumbnails, like pictures and stuff. I use ChatGPT. Not gonna lie, makes it so much easier. I use ChatGPT for those photos, and then or I make them myself on YouTube Thumbnail Creator, or I'll use what do I say? What do I use? I forgot the name of the other one. Oh, Canva. I used to use Canva originally in the old, and sometimes I use it now. Low key, it helped me create the logo. That took hours to do. ChatGPT gave me a background though, so it made it easier. But I use Canva to edit pictures and stuff. I use ChatGPT to give me ideas, and I use Riverside to record, input, edit, all that stuff. Um, what's been the hardest part about being a YouTuber? Honestly, the consistency and my face on camera. Consistency, definitely, because life be life, and sometimes you just don't feel like doing it. But I think I've been, even though my seasonal depression been kind of up and down, I think I still do a great job of being consistent. Also, I think the competitiveness of it too, but also still coming out with creating content for you guys without it being too repetitive and keeping you guys in tune is also another thing that makes it hard, keeping it fresh and authentic. It's not hard, but because I just be talking, but it ain't easy either. You feel me? Because you don't want to talk about the same thing over and over again. So it's not that, it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Anybody can do it. You just got to sit down and take the time to learn how to do it. That's all. Um, somebody wanted to know, what's the bigger vision or message I hope my fans and family, you guys remember in the long haul? Honestly, to just continue to keep going even when life get hard. It gets tough. It's not easy. No matter what nobody say, some people might have handouts, some might not. It's not easy regardless of the way it go. It's still gonna be hard. You still gotta put the work in. You still gotta get up and dive into, you know, um, everything that there is to take care of. You still gotta, figure everything out and do what's best for you in the long run. It's gonna be uncomfortable. It's gonna take some, what's the word I'm looking for? It's gonna take a lot of pressure, but at the same time, it's always worth it. It's amazing, and I love to do it, and I'm gonna continue to do it. We're just gonna grow bigger as a platform. Another question: what is it that I really want to gain out of life? If you know me, I'm a minimalist. I'm not materialistic. I'm not flashy. I don't require much in life. I literally live off the bare means. I could get through life living off the bare minimum. It's just how I am. I don't care about all the cars, the jewelry, the clothes, the shoes, none of that. I don't care about the money. I just use money to get me where I'm going in life. I don't care about it though. It doesn't run me. I'm not gonna do anything for money. I've been that way before and I didn't like it. I lost who I was in that moment of time. So for me, it's just like now all I want is peace. I just want peace, love, and happiness. That's it. Not in that order. I want peace, love, loyalty, and happiness. And respect. Outside of that, there's not anything I really want out of life. I'm not looking for, of course we all want the house and the cars and stuff, but it's not something that I need. I go with the flow and I enjoy it. I enjoy the memories, the experience, and all that type of stuff. I don't really care too much about materialism or anything specific. I just want to take care of my family. I do want kids eventually. I definitely do. I always wanted a little girl. I do want kids. I do want a big family. I do want just happiness, peace, things like that. Of course, I want to make money, but not to the point where I lose myself making the money. Um, what's a lesson life had to teach me the hard way? Procrastination. I am a big ass procrastinator, but it got to the point where I had a situation that I basically could have had a free car. And my mom told me, she told me, take care of it, just give it to me. I'll take care of it as far as the situation goes. And I just wouldn't do. I kept putting it off. I kept putting it off, excuse after excuse, and it came to the point where I lost the car. Wasn't repo, nothing like that, but it was just like a bad deal. And all I had to do was take the license plate, the VIN number, all that to the state Secretary of State and get it registered. And I basically would have had a free car. And I didn't do it. And it eats me all the time, dude. It's the one thing I regret because it was so easy and it was so there for a take. It was a gift from God, and I just chose to ignore that gift. And guess what? He took it. I can't be mad at him because you know what? He gave me ample amount of opportunities to take care of that situation. And I just did not take care of it. Side note though, not a happy side note, but in that situation, it also showed me that you can't have everybody in your corner because people will bring you down. And in that particular situation, the reason why I necessarily kept putting it off is because I was so busy focused on a past ex relationship that worrying about what they had going on that I just put all my stuff on a back burner, and it caused me to lose my one of my dream cars. It eats me all the time, but I don't have nobody to blame but myself. I have to take accountability for that because I could have took the time to do that. I could have took the time to make sure all of that was corrected, and I didn't. And that's my fault. Yes, I can blame her and whatever we went through because it was a very toxic situation, but I can't. I did what I had to do at the end of the I didn't do what I had to do at the end of the day. And in result, I was arrested. I was in cuffs. I've never been in cuffs. It was so uncomfortable. It was a terrible situation. Being booked and fingerprinted and pictures taken and all that, bro, it just wasn't it, dude, at all. But it taught me a valuable lesson because my life was amazing until that person, and it just went straight downhill and I allowed that to happen. But now I grow, my girl now, she's overly amazing. She does everything by my side. She makes sure I keep my head on straight. And I'm grateful for that. So for me it's just like yeah, that was one lesson I had to learn the hard way for sure. I should have definitely, you know, taken care of that. But it's okay. We always come back. I always come back up. So it's nothing. I'm blessed. So I'll never be in a bad situation that I don't allow myself to be in because God got me on his shoulders and I carry him with me every day. Um, what is one thing that I do to protect my peace? I don't entertain one thing, main thing. I don't entertain any bullshit. I don't even involve myself in it. I'm not a drama person. I don't give a fuck about that at all. And for me, I just prefer to not involve myself. And I'm very blunt and honest. So if you ask me a question, I'm gonna give you the real every time. If you don't like it, don't like it. But I don't insert myself in other people's business. I don't do the arguing. I don't do the fighting, fussing. We can all conversate like grown people and have conversation. We can communicate using our words. We don't have to use violence because violence only begets violence. We don't have to have a yelling match because that solves nothing. Somebody just gonna end up getting too aggressive, too high, and it might end up to physical altercation, or it just might end up to a bad situation that was unnecessary in the beginning. So I just tend to stay to myself, focus on myself, and just mind my own business. I don't really entertain anything too much else, honestly. I just go through life and I enjoy it. I stay to myself. I'm very introverted. My mom told me it's called an ambivert, where you kind of introverted, kind of extroverted, but that's how I am. I'm not a social person. Like if I ever got big enough, I'm still gonna do my thing, but I'm not a person to I don't look for the fame. I don't look for too much of any of that. I just kind of I like my peace. I like quiet. I work best when the world is quiet. I don't really entertain anything. I'm not a club person. I'm not a drinker. I'm not a smoker. I don't do anything. Like I'm really boring to the person that likes to do all those type of things because that's just not my thing. My thing is being outside, horseback riding, pumpkin patches, things like that, picking apples, building things, working on things. Dude, I like to build Legos like nothing. I love that. Keeping my mind busy. I like to listen to audiobooks sometimes, listen to music. I love different type of music from heavy metal all the way to cello and piano combo. So that's I keep my peace. You feel me? That's I really just don't entertain any of the nonsense that goes on in the world because it just doesn't do any benefits to me. And being a podcaster, I know I'm gonna have to report on it and pay attention to it to an extent. But like even sports, I don't keep up with sports like that. I got to get back into it, but I don't know. It just not. I just really I don't know. I don't know why I'm like that, but I love the way I am. I've grown to love the way I am. You feel me? So that's just me. That's how I keep my peace. And I give that advice to anybody. Just focus on you, bro. Just focus on you. Focus on you, on what you got going on. Don't entertain no bullshit, no negative energy, and just go, flow. You'll be so much happier doing it like that. And I give you guys one last question, so I don't hold you guys up too long. But I always appreciate you guys coming out. Thank you. What does success really mean to me now versus when I was of younger age? The younger me, what like I said, was materialistic. I wanted the fast cars. I wanted the big house. I wanted the, all the money. I wanted the fame, all that like all of that was a thing. The chains, the clothes, the designer, all that, the colognes, the watches, all of that type of stuff. It was what motivated me, but I never got far moving off that motivation because the more I looked at other people that had it, the less inclined I was to do the work to get it because it seemed so easy for them to get it. And for me, it was like it's always been hard. Like my life has always been hard. I've never been able to go and make the fast money without a consequence of something, which is how I know I'm blessed. I used to look at it like, why always the bad stuff used to happen to me? But when I sit back and I think it happened because it kept me from getting into worser situations, or not worser, but worse situations. And now that I look at it at the age I am now, I'm grateful for God for putting me in those situations because if it wasn't for that intervene, I probably would be locked up, dead, in jail, situations like that, because I was on some other type of nonsense for no reason, and I didn't have to be. I didn't come from like a totally treacherous background. It'd be times we would eat the same food all the time. It'd be times the K1 on. It'd be certain times where you knew it was bad, but it wasn't always bad. We couldn't go to certain places. We couldn't eat certain things because we just didn't have the money to. Whereas and back then it was kinda, it wasn't bad, but you knew. But I didn't have to do any of that to get money. I was always taken care of. My mom always had, and I just told her the other day, I'm like, "You did all of that by yourself. You killed that shit. 4 kids by yourself, and we ain't never really had to worry about no food. We ain't never had to worry about food. We never had to worry about a place over our head. We never worried about the lights being off. Yeah, Wi-Fi, whatever, but we always had a phone. We always went places in the summer. She did that shit for real. Like, I have to commend my mama because she really did, she did what two parents should do by herself, on God. And I respect that shit. That's why I move like that for real because I seen my mama was my role model of a mother and a father. So when people be talking about a mother can't raise a man by themselves, I agree to an extent. My mama did all that shit. I am the man I am because of her, but there is certain things I learned in the streets that she couldn't teach me because it's only certain things a man can't teach another man. I understand that too, but she knocked that shit out the park by herself up until I was 18. I had to get outside, well, 16 and 18, because that's when I was doing my dumb shit. But I got outside and I learned from older guys that really had knowledge, that had power. I got connects out of the world just because of networking and meeting certain people that I learned lessons and I had to fail over and over again and learn that it's okay to fail. Like it's just but she did that. I don't give a damn. My version of success now is just it goes back to peace. To be successful to me is to be able to afford to live comfortably without paycheck to paycheck. That's all I give a fuck about. Living comfortably, still enjoying life, going on the destinations that I want to go, traveling, doing all of that, but not having a spotlight of fame because I don't care about that. More so just having everything I need and not having to worry about when my next meal gonna come with my future kids, worrying about when, and that's my version of success. I don't need $1 million, $100 million. If I was to make $300,000 a year, I could live off that for the rest of my life comfortably. If I was to be able to make $300,000 a year for the rest of my life, I would be able to live with that for the rest of my life. Good credit, $300,000 a year. If you can't live off of that, your ass don't need no money. I'm just gonna be real with you. Cause if we can do it right now, like if I could live off of making 60, 50,000 a year, no no kids, obviously, so it's not as hard. But balling to me, because I don't need everything that everybody else need, man, I'm living it. Shit, I still could travel, I still could go. I got my car, I'm good. Like I don't need the newest car, I don't need the newest clothes and shoes, cause clothes and shoes get old and they gonna get dingy and you're gonna throw them away anyway. You're gonna having to keep rebuy it. Even if you take care of it, it's just the material, it wears out. So I'm not about to go spend thousands of dollars on bullshit for no reason. I done that already. I done blew thousands of dollars. I already done had a decent sum of money to me at one point, at one time, several times, to know that like money don't buy. People say money buy happiness or it don't buy happiness. It's equal both parts. Money can buy happiness, depending on what that happiness is, and money definitely don't buy happiness because you can have all the money in the world and still be miserable. I know people that's rich and be like, I got everything I want. I don't have nothing to work hard for. There's nothing I want. I could go get it tomorrow, and they like, there's no joy in that. You don't have nothing to look forward to. Whereas I like the thrill of having to work hard to get where I gotta go. Yes, don't get me wrong. If somebody offered me $1 million to do this, I would do it, but I know myself, I'm gonna give back. But it's always gonna keep me going and going and going. And that's my version of success. Just peace, having a necessity need to survive, and just enjoying that money and not letting the money run you. Don't live off just for money. That's the problem with the society now. Everybody doing everything for money. That's how people lose their souls. And I ain't talking about selling it because I don't know nothing about that. But I just know for me, selling my soul just would never be a thing, or losing my soul and doing all this as a person just will never be my thing, cause nothing runs me enough to say, "Oh, yeah, Imma do this, this, and this for some bread." No. I ain't taking a life, and I ain't doing no other shit that I'm not into for no money. It just ain't my thing. Outside of that, man, I always gotta leave with a message. Guys, be you. Always be you. Never let nobody change who you are as a person. I done been there. I done it. And it's just not, if you know that ain't you, don't do it. Do what you want to do. Love yourself and always thrive to be the best version of you. If you got to separate to gain your peace, if you got to move around from certain people to gain your peace, do that. Because at the end of the day, you're going to love yourself. And like I always say, people always put themselves first. So it ain't a problem if you decide to put yourself before anybody else. At the end of the day, you only got you. Now, if you got people that love you, of course, take care of them, but make sure they love you genuinely for you. Make sure that if something was to happen and you needed them, they'll be there. Make sure that if you was to go down financially, that they'll pick you back up. They get basically what I'm saying is find people in your circle that'll do for you, that you do for you, that you do for them. If you doing this for them, make sure they'll do it for you. You might have to cut some people off. You might have to step away and separate yourself. That's okay. Because you know what? Not everybody is meant to eat at the same table, and not everybody is meant to walk down the yellow brick road with you. On God, you got to find out what's best for you and go off of that. But this video has been amazing. I'm glad you guys asked the questions you did, and I hope you get a little bit of insight on my kind of mindset. The next video gonna be in a different location. I promise. It's not gonna be unexpected because you can assume, but I'm still working on those interviews for sure. Oh God. I appreciate you guys stopping out and listening to me. Love you always. Always thrive to be the best you, like I said. And I'll get back with y'all in the next video. Thank you for taking the time to listen.